And we're going.
Alrighty. Previously on Dauntless, the mirror universe version of Bianca, Bianca Kuardi, went over into the Prime universe and took Prime Bianca West's place and tried to hijack the USS Dauntless and bring it back into the mirror universe. This ultimately culminated in a confrontation at an interspatial rift between the USS Dauntless, the ISS Dauntless, and the ISS Legacy, which was helping the USS Dauntless. However, during the battle, ISS Legacy turned on ISS Dauntless after the USS Dauntless had already beaten or had already not destroyed, but wounded.
Smacked the shit out of.
Smacked the shit out of the ISS Dauntless. So ISS Legacy chased ISS Dauntless back through the rift, back into the mirror universe, and has been pursuing the ISS Dauntless for several days, wearing them down in a battle of attrition. And if Santiago wants to give his captain's log.
I can do that. Captain's log, ISS Legacy, Imperial Stardate 87488.24, Varek Santiago recording. Captain Citroma's plan fell apart in the face of opposition from her alternate universe counterpart. My crew and I have taken advantage of the situation to fight a running battle with the larger vessel in the hopes of capturing it intact. For the last several days, we fought a battle of attrition. I can tell this isn't what Citroma is used to. She and the ISS Dauntless are accustomed to quick, decisive strikes. Our hit and fade attacks have prevented her crew from effecting repairs, and more importantly, have frustrated her to the point of compounding her mistakes. She is getting sloppy. Continuing our current operation for another 8 days will sufficiently fatigue the crew of the ISS Dauntless, such that a capture operation will have an 81.6% chance of success. Once that is complete, I can begin plotting my revenge against the alternate universe's Dauntless for what they did to my Imzadi.
And 8 days later, the captain of ISS Legacy, his helm officer, Lieutenant Jonas Cardon, and 2 Makos beam onto the bridge of the ISS Dauntless.
Okay. Where do we beam in? Are we on the transporter pad or like...
I'll let you choose.
Okay. I'm going to say the transporter pad just because it's the best tactical option.
Yeah.
And yeah, just as the Makos are fanning out, Santiago says, "Everyone on your feet, hands in the air."
Captain Citroma slowly gets up from her command chair, and her eyes flash in defiance as she goes, Well. You know, I really didn't think you had it in you.
I'm just full of surprises. I fire my phaser.
That is going to be a difficulty 2. To see if you hit.
Okay. Let's see. So that's going to be control security.
Control security. Yep.
I'm going to give you a threat to buy an extra die.
Okay.
And my small arms focus applies here, I presume?
Yes.
Oh wait, null attribute. Hang on.
Also, just for those who weren't in the original session, what happened to Mira Bianca?
Mira Bianca is currently recovering on the ISS Legacy.
Okay.
She was transported to the ISS Legacy, and the reason that Santiago was convinced to turn on Citroma was that Prime Bianca actually convinced him that Mira Bianca would be killed by Citroma for her failure.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay,
she was transported to Legacy.
So the die rolls were an 11, a 16, and a 7 for 2 successes, unless you want me to just re-roll that entire thing.
That's fine.
Okay. So here's damage.
So, yep.
Wow. You know what?
I don't actually know.
I'm gonna give you another threat because I can re-roll 4 of those dice. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Much better.
Okay.
2, 3,
and she
6. Yeah, 7 with 3 effects. So that would be really, really costly to avoid an injury there.
Yeah, she just falls to the deck. So, and as the rest of the ISS Dauntless crew looks on, Yolen would
set to kill, by the way.
It was set to kill. Okay. So she just falls dead to the ground. And then we've got so on the bridge would be Major Darrow, Lieutenant Commander Yolen. I presume Dr. Winters is in sickbay?
Dr. Winters is in sickbay.
Okay.
Now, would anyone like to join the former captain in the next life, or shall we have a smooth transfer of command?
Yolen's going to shake his head and say, so primitive. Firearms.
Shiana ever so subtly backs down from the ready posture that she was in. Which was subtle already. She didn't really move. And then... and says... Of course, Captain.
Hey, as a non-Trekkie, is this like the usual way people become captains in the Mirror Universe?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah, promotion through assassination is a thing. How many of these crew members do I know? Do I know names, or?
I don't think you necessarily know names. Whoever is at the helm console, who was basically there in place of Bianca, you don't know who they are necessarily. You would know the senior staff of the Dauntless as far as on a name basis because you've been working with Citroma and the ISS Dauntless for a little while in joint operations. She's basically been trying to amass her own loyal fleet following, and you were one of those vessels because of your connection to Bianca.
Gotcha.
So you would know the senior staff basically, but you wouldn't necessarily be familiar with all the ensign no names, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Major, have a couple of your personnel take care of this mess, please.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to make a couple of things clear to everyone here. First of all, if you are loyal to me, I will be loyal to you. If you betray me, you will die slowly. Second, me being loyal to you means that my success is your success. The glory we gain out here in the Carina Nebula is for all of us. The races we encounter, the science we get to inflict, is for everyone on this vessel. We are the only representatives of the Terran Empire out here. We are all each other has. So let's keep the backstabbing and throat cutting to a minimum. If you have a problem with someone else, bring it to me. If you have a problem with me, I invite you to see what happened to the last person who had that problem. And Varek just smiles.
And Vulcans don't usually smile, but this one does.
Long live the Empire.
All right.
And with that,
Mm-hmm.
with that, I just kind of walk into the captain's chair. I'll have the Makos assume security positions on the bridge, and have Lieutenant Carden assume the helm.
Jonas will put away his phaser and will take the helm position.
Computer, transfer command authority to me, effective stardate 87496. Authorization Santiago Alpha 6.
Authorization confirmed. Command codes are transferred. Captain Santiago is now in command of ISS Dauntless. All right. And if there isn't anything else, you're going to get 2 communiques. One is from the legacy from Dr. Almari, who is the chief medical officer, and she has informed you that that Bianca is stable in sickbay, but she is still unconscious.
Okay.
And then you get one from the ISS Enterprise from Admiral Lita.
Addressed to the Dauntless or to me personally?
Addressed to Captain Sitroma.
I'll take this one on the bridge.
Okay. And you see on the screen, you see a auburn-haired Bajoran who is wearing a skimpy uniform, but it's decked out as well as it can be. She's got a very large, shiny.
She's got huge tracts of land.
Yeah, she's got huge tracts of land, ample cleavage, and she's got a giant a symbol on her chest that's the planet Earth with a sword driven through it. Same as the insignia that is on the Dauntless's bridge, instead of the Federation symbol. And she kind of like, cocks her head and she goes, Captain Santiago.
I just lean back into the chair and steeple my fingers. Admiral.
I wasn't aware you were in command of this vessel.
Citroma failed. I thought a change of command was in order.
Though we don't have another Odyssey-class starship.
We do not.
It's most unfortunate. But you did what would have been expected of you. Which is good. Because I am going to need your help.
Just raise an eyebrow.
I find myself in need of a diverse armada. I think that your position out in the Carina Nebula might give you some advantage there. There are several species out there that Citroma had reported back to Imperial Command. I think if we could get them to join us, it would behoove the Empire in the future.
Yes, ma'am.
Use whatever means necessary, Captain Santiago. All use of force is authorized, of course.
I just nod.
And Captain, do not fail.
Long live the Empire, Admiral.
And Lita pounds over her heart and extends her fist. Long live the Empire. And cuts the channel.
Attention senior staff. Meet me in my ready room in 5 minutes.
Is there
Actually,
anything anybody wants?
let me slightly rephrase that. Attention senior staff, this is the captain. Meet me in the ready room in 5 minutes.
Okay. So does anybody want to do anything really quick in the 5 minutes before you all assemble?
Jonas would like to take a quick scan of who all is on the bridge right now.
That would be senior staff wise, that would be Yolan and Major Darrow.
Any other crew besides them?
A few Makos. And ensign here and there at different stations.
Okay. Jonas would just like to get a general read of the room to see who might be a problem in the immediate future, if that's something he can try and read.
Yeah. I can do that. I'm trying to remember what you roll for your listener ability. Is it Presence Command?
I usually had him do Insight Command for that one.
Insight Command? Okay. All right, so give me an Insight Command, difficulty 2.
Okay, would any of my focuses come into apply here?
Let me check.
New Jonas, who this?
I would allow one of your focuses to apply, yes.
Okay.
Either espionage or empathy.
Definitely a new Jonas.
kind of funny because as we were rolling that character up yesterday, he was just like, Jonas is such a badass in the mirror universe.
What does the constantly watching talent do?
When you are
It
trying
makes you paranoid.
Yeah. When you're trying to detect hidden threats or enemies, it gives you an extra die, I think. Or no, it reduces your difficulty by 1.
Would that apply in this situation?
I would believe so, yes.
Okay, so I have a difficulty 1 task.
So it's difficulty 1, yes.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we have 2 momentum.
Wow. You are scary.
Who, you have no idea.
Now, as far as the ensigns that are on the bridge right now and the Makos, they are loyal to whoever the ship's captain is at that moment. You don't sense any sort of imminent threat from them. However, for Shiana and Yolan, I will let them tell you. For that many successes, what are you guys thinking loyalty wise?
So for Shiana, she's not going to be an immediate threat of any kind to Santiago. She's very much in like a bide her time, see what happens mode. Because she absolutely believes in this method of the transfer of power. If you fail or if someone gets the jump on you and you're dead, then like you're dead and you're like boo-hoo.
No loyalty for the dead.
Yeah, like no tears for Citroma, but like just and definitely wary of Santiago, but like, not any more wary than she is of anyone else.
Okay. And then our other dude.
Well, Yolan doesn't give a shit.
Awesome.
Okay.
As long as Yolan can continue his experiments, he doesn't care who's in charge.
All right. Before we head towards the ready room, Jonas will excuse himself from the helm op station and let the previous person who was sitting there take over. And he'll are there other seats besides the captain's seat?
There are seats on either side, yeah.
Yeah, there are seats on either side.
Okay. Jonas will quietly move over to the right seat.
Mm-hmm.
And lean in and whisper and let the captain know of this information that he has gleaned from the universe.
I kind of smirk and give Jonas a pat on the shoulder. Thank you.
There's a happy smile.
Can you hear Shiana thinking, what a brown noser?
Unfortunately, it's not telepathy. Also, I look Terran, so unless people would specifically know what I am, I look Terran, folks.
He has what in the Terran.
Oh, so that's a good question. Do we know that he's Elarian, or do we think that he's human?
Nope.
No,
We think he's human.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he's human.
He came over from the Legacy crew, so I probably know he's Elarian.
Yes. Unless you went to familiarize yourself, went out of your way to familiarize yourself with the senior staff of the Legacy, you wouldn't necessarily know that he's a Lorian. Now, it's something that is on record, and you can look that up, but as of right now, you don't have any knowledge of that. And he has what in the Terran Empire is known as Terran passing privilege.
And how much do we know of Santiago? Like,
you know that he is the captain of the Legacy. You know that Bianca was previously stationed on the Legacy before she came to the Dauntless. And you know that they are romantically involved.
Is Santiago still half Vulcan, half Terran?
He is, yes. And you would probably know that as well. He's a mongrel.
Yeah.
Racist.
Yeah.
Terrans are very racist.
Yeah, Mirror Universe is all about the
this is the
racism.
bad timeline.
Yeah, y'all are evil. Okay.
This is the timeline where Trump was elected president.
Oh.
Gotcha.
That's
I'm
too
giving
real,
myself
man.
for
Too real.
I know. Sorry, guys.
I listened to the universe and find this out, and I would have committed suicide about 4 months prior.
Oh God, I know.
All right. So, if there isn't anything else, we'll just have the senior staff assemble in the briefing room.
Oh, can Anne and Shiana have like a tiny moment? Because Anne would be
Sure.
part of the senior staff coming to this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So as Anne is making her way, I would like them to have they need to have like a tiny conversation.
Okay.
They would have to have a tiny conversation.
So Anne is probably on her way to the turbo lift whenever Shiana runs.
So I think Shiana just is like waiting on the bridge because it's you have to go through the bridge to get to the ready room, right?
Yeah, to the briefing room. Yeah.
No, I'm not cooking bacon.
Yeah, so Shiana's just waiting at her station. Like she's not moving towards. She's waiting for Anne. Like they'll walk in together, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you can like take her aside, by your station, or you can find another quiet corner of the bridge to have this conversation.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I'll move over to wherever Shiana is, wherever she drags me to.
I motion over to like away from my station because I have somebody else like take over the station. And then yeah, so a quiet corner of the bridge, if that exists. Let's pretend it exists.
On a bridge that big, there's plenty of quiet corners, but
Okay.
I wouldn't be
All
surprised
right.
if it's bugged.
Of course. Of course.
But they would be bugged for you, so.
Ha! That's right, they're all Shiana's bugs. Okay, so she takes them to like a quiet corner that she happens to know has bugs that only she has placed there.
A trustworthy corner.
A trustworthy corner.
And just kind of crosses her arms and tilts her head looking at you.
What are you guys doing over there?
Talking! Get the fuck away from
Oh my gosh. Well, we have a new captain. And Shiana raises an eyebrow.
So I heard.
He's not wrong in that Satroma failed.
He's not.
What else do you know of him?
Other than he's a half-breed? I mean...
If you looked into
Not
his
much.
file, if you looked into Santiago's file, you would know that his previous command, which was the ISS Conquistador, a Defiant class, he killed the captain and took over that ship, and then used that ship to capture the Legacy and take command of it, very similarly to how he's done with Dauntless.
Mm.
That's in his file.
Sounds good to me.
He has a track record. Likes to collect them. But seems like his aunts enjoy following him.
His aunts, that's amazing.
To be honest, serving under him is probably going to be safer and more enjoyable than serving under Citron. I mean, at least we know he's half trustworthy.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, I totally didn't have my key.
Oh no!
Crap! What was the last thing I said?
Nothing!
Nothing.
Oh my gosh, no. Okay.
Well, okay, so Winters said he's at least half trustworthy.
Yeah, that's the last thing I said.
All right. So Shiana says, I do think you're going to enjoy our new assignment. It's an exploration and assimilation mission.
Oh?
I'll be sure to bring back all kinds of fun things from the surface of our new conquests for you.
Well, just don't.
What was that? Was that don't get killed?
Yeah, don't get killed.
Of course not.
That's my job. We shouldn't keep him waiting.
Of course not. Never keep a new captain waiting.
Alright, and as you two walk in, describe your character, Bookwormy.
Oh, right. Different character. So, Anne is Taryn. She's about 5'7". She's got curly, rambunctious red hair that is shaved on one side. And she's wearing what could potentially pass as medical wear. Maybe it's white. That counts, right? And she's got pale skin, and that's pretty much it.
Alright. Good deal. And everyone takes their seats around the briefing table. Captain Santiago is at the head of it.
So, let's see. So we've got Winters, we've got Darrow, we've got Yolan, we've got Carden. Do we have the ship's engineer?
Yes, you have
Okay.
Dash.
Okay, cool.
And he just Dash walks in last, and he just like looks at you, and he swears savagely, and he goes, I don't know what the hell this is. This is fucking stupid. I have to come up here. I've got shit falling apart in engineering, and you want to come up here and talk about something?
Well,
Where's Citroma?
Citroma's dead. And if you'll calm your little piggly wiggly tits for a minute, I'm going to fill you in on what's going on.
Dash is kind of.
I like Dash.
It better be fucking good.
The captain speaks Tellarite.
It better be fucking good. And he just sits down and he's very huffy about it.
Now that
You're
everyone...
gonna shoot him, Captain?
Wait, what was that?
I said, are you gonna shoot him too, Captain?
No, that's pretty standard Tellarite. As long as he can fix the ship.
Yeah, I can fix the ship, pointy ears.
Glad to hear it, pig for brains. Zarek just kind of smirks. We've been given orders by Admiral Lita. We're to seek out the new life in this sector and convince them to join the Terran Empire by any means necessary. So, I need to know a couple of things. First of all, I need to know how bad the damage is on the Dauntless.
Well, Captain Santiago, I am going to tell you that you've done a fine-ass job of banging up my ship. We don't have warp drive, let alone quantum slipstream. Don't even fucking ask me about the state of the quantum slipstream drive. We haven't had weapons for days. You want to give you a list of the systems that aren't fucked up right now? That would be a much shorter list.
Well, looks like life support is still working, and judging by the state of your gut, the replicators are fine.
Jonas will crack a smile.
Yeah, well, that they are, but we're not going to have much power left for those even.
I just want to point out that Yolan looks extremely bored right now.
What do you need to get this ship working again, and what do you think the priority should be on repair?
Well, I think we should get the warp core stabilized so that we don't blow the hell up. And then probably get the weapons online. We can probably get this all fixed up in a few days. Now that we've been stopped shooting at, and especially if you can get some of those engineers from that Sovereign class bucket you've been flying around to help us.
Hey.
Santiago puts a hand up. He's a Tellarite. He is being nice. You'll have it. I'll have engineers beamed over from the Legacy.
Jonas goes quiet.
And the chief engineer of the Legacy is a Terran named Michael Stanfield.
Coordinate with Commander Stanfield. Tell him you have my authority to get engineers over from Legacy to fix the Dauntless.
I'll talk to your pretty boy amputee.
All right. Commander Yolan, tell me a little bit about your scientific exploits in this sector so far.
Scientific exploits? Captain Stroma didn't care about scientific exploits, so I just got to putty around in my lab.
Well, then in that case, I've got some good news for you. You see, the crew of the Legacy will tell you I don't believe in agonizers. Agony booths are too damn impersonal. Besides which, there's nothing to be learned from them. So,
At this, Shiana sort of perks up and raises an eyebrow, like,
Wait, agonizers? What do you mean by agonizers? This is like legit.
It's a
I don't know
pain
what you're
booth.
talking about.
It's a
Yeah.
pain booth. So like imagine a phone booth, but like when they press a button, you just feel every nerve ending is in pain. So they can turn it up, turn up the pain, turn down the pain. It basically stimulates your nerves to send pain signals to your brain. So it
But there's
doesn't
no
actually
damage.
it doesn't cause any damage. Yeah. So it just causes pain.
And you were saying you don't like them?
no. Because they're too impersonal, and because there's nothing to be learned by throwing someone in an agonizer.
Because people use them wrong.
I have to agree with the doctor.
Well, then I'm putting you both in charge of, let's call it scientific experimentation in lieu of the agony booths. No
Oh, I have plenty of stuff for
lasting,
that.
no lasting physical harm, but otherwise, anyone who needs punishment is yours. And I'll let the two of you collaborate on exactly how to split that up.
And just smiles. No lasting damage.
Who's this Anne person?
Anne is my character in this because my Borg does not exist.
Yeah. She's the chief
And
medical
her
officer.
background?
She's the chief medical officer.
Yeah, she's the
Right,
chief
what-
medical officer. She's basically an army. And she has a history in basically starting plagues to see what happens.
Yeah, her and I are going to get along just fine.
I figured.
No lasting physical damage, Doctor. Agonizers incur some post-traumatic stress, and whatever the two of you end up doing will too. That's acceptable.
Who are we interrogating?
Anybody we encounter that resists us, anybody who might not be loyal to the captain. We can start with Sit Roma loyalists, all the Romulans on the ship.
Why interrogate him? Why just get rid of him?
And at that, Varric raises an eyebrow. Why indeed? Can anyone give me any reason why we should keep any of the Romulans on this ship?
no, sir, I cannot. They are a threat to your security and the security of the Dauntless and its mission.
I would say there is a reason to keep them on the ship, but there is a reason to lock them up, too. I'm pretty sure the doctor and I are going to need test subjects.
It's true. Everything works better on live test subjects.
If we lock them all up, they're more of a security risk. Major, I want you
Yes, sir.
I want you to sweep the ship, execute 90% of the Romulans on board. The remaining 10% will be test subjects for for Officer Yolen and Dr. Winters.
Excellent. Consider it done. And at this,
Do we have
Deanna
Klingons on the
smiles
ship
and-
too?
If you have Klingons on the ship, they are prisoners of war.
Okay.
Klingons in the Klingon Cardassian Alliance are Alliance forces.
Gotcha.
So if you have any Klingons on the ship, they would be either defectors or they would be like prisoners of war.
Okay. So
You
no
do have
significant
at least
numbers.
one Klingon. You do have at least one Klingon on the Legacy. I will tell you that.
Okay.
which you know about.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, Kate, because I interrupted what you were saying.
I was going to say, and so Shiana smiles because this is going to be fun, and it makes her scar stand out. So, for everybody, Shiana, in the incident that got her promotion to major and leader of the Mako contingent on board the Dauntless, lost her right eye. She now has a bionic eye, and she has a very nasty facial scar that she kept deliberately to up her fright factor.
All right.
I do have one question, if I may.
Yeah.
It's not that I question Admiralita, because I would never, but why the hell are we looking for aliens?
Admiral Lita feels like we need a greater diversity of servant races in the Terran Empire. Given the upgrades to Dauntless, for example, the armor, she may have a point. There may be facets of the races in this quadrant that we can exploit.
Fine.
Sir, if I may ask, what is your plan for building this fleet that she asked for?
You would know that Bianca would know about the races that they have encountered in the Carina Nebula so far.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably get a briefing from her, or you could get a briefing from the computers as to the socio-political makeup of the Carina Nebula as they have found it so far.
Gotcha. I just kind of raise an eyebrow and say, first, I need to know more about who we're dealing with. Once I have more information, I'll be able to come up with a plan. As the ship's tactical officer, I will look to you for advice if you have any.
Of course. We do have some experience here in the nebula. But are we really going to fully integrate any of these species into the Empire? Or are we just using them temporarily?
I think it remains to be seen how willing they are to cooperate.
Understood.
All right.
Anyone have any questions, concerns?
How is Commander Quarty?
That's actually a good question. And Doctor, if you will stay behind once this meeting's adjourned, I would like to speak with you.
I just nod.
Very well. Dismissed.
All right, so everybody files out of the room except for Dr. Winters.
Yes. Doctor.
Captain?
Commander has not yet regained consciousness. I've got Legacy's chief medical officer treating her right now. What do you suggest?
This doctor someone you trust?
Yes.
Let me take a look at her.
And Dr. Almari is also Terran.
Okay.
She's Middle Eastern.
I'll have her and Dr. Almari beam over to the Dauntless. And if it's all right, I would like to be in sickbay while you are conducting your examination. I'm not generally the micromanaging type, but the commander's important to me.
You will stand where I tell you to, and you won't touch anything.
It's your sickbay, Doctor. You've got it.
I nod. I wait till I'm dismissed, and then I head to the sickbay.
Okay. Tap my comm badge. Santiago to Almari.
Almari here, Captain.
Doctor, I would like you to beam over to the Dauntless sickbay along with Commander Kawardi. I'm going to have Dr. Winters take a look at her as well.
All right. Well, I have been able to heal most of the physical damage, but there are going to be mental effects.
Do we have any sense of what happened to her over there?
Just that her brain was very invasive. The telepathy was very invasive.
All right. Is she safe to transport? I should have asked that
Safe
up front.
enough. Safe enough. But I would recommend you transport her directly to the sickbay.
All right, Doctor. Make it happen. I'll meet you in the Dauntless sickbay in 10.
Understood, Captain.
Santiago out.
All right. And then per the captain's orders, Shiana, you begin rounding up the Romulans. The kind of the most senior of them is a Romulan by the name of Dalva. She keeps her quarters on the same deck as most of the senior officers, actually. And of all of them, she is probably the most dangerous. So if you guys want to do a scene where you're rounding up the Romulans, we can do that.
Don't forget your button if you're on push to talk.
Okay, so this is going to be a sweep of the ship outward from the bridge. So outward and down, because the bridge
is at the top, yeah.
At the top. So Shiana's gonna lead one of the spears of Mako's.
Mm-hmm.
But there's gonna be spears of Mako's proceeding from the bridge in every direction.
Right. And the kind of the highest ranking of the Romulan crew contingent is on deck 2.
And that's where Shiana's going to be headed.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to be it's a full ship thing.
Yes.
So. All right.
And I will leave it up to you whether to keep Dalva alive or to make her one of the ones that is executed.
Why don't we just release a Romulan Anastasia into the freaking air filtration systems?
You're always trying to ruin my fun, Yolan.
Can we do it for humans too?
Yolan, I will murder you in your.
I'll murder him while he's awake.
Oh, vicious are we?
If Yolan wants to assist in this effort, he can also do so.
If possible, Jonas would also like to assist because he has nothing better to do. He can't fly the ship right now.
Fair enough.
Exactly how many Romulan do we have on board?
How many Romulans does regular Dauntless have on board?
The
Don?
USS Dauntless has a Romulan crew complement of about 800. ISS
Okay.
Dauntless probably would have less than that, but
Yes. I would say a cool 300. Just from a standpoint of Sidroma's contingent of Romulans were basically joined the Terran Empire. Of their own accord. But the Romulan contingent on board was loyal to Sidroma. So
they're gonna have put up a bit of a fight.
yes. If they haven't started plotting already.
Have fun, Shannon.
You know I will. And
This could
that
get really fun.
Shiana signals for the Makos, the different teams of Makos, to make their way outward. Shiana heads towards Dalava's quarters.
Do I have any Romulans on my science team?
Yeah, he probably would.
Okay, I can take care of those. You're not going to see them again. Just saying.
And for their part, they probably have no idea what's going on.
Aw. It's cute when they're unaware.
So, Shiana, as you enter Dalava's quarters, she, stands up at her desk and she goes, Major Darrow. And she kind of looks at the Makos that are flanking you. She goes, is there a problem?
No, we have no problems here unless you become one. Citroma is gone. Citroma's failures have caught up with her. We have a new captain.
I see. And I suppose the fact that my people are so duplicitous means that we cannot be trusted. If we say that we will follow the new captain?
No, you can't be trusted.
I see.
Would you follow the new captain, though? Let's play this game.
If he has the same interests for us at heart that Sidroma did, it is possible.
And how long would it take you to come to the conclusion that it's in your best interests?
As long as it would take.
That's too long for my taste.
So are you going to kill me?
I haven't decided yet.
My people?
Shanna taps her comm badge. Mako Team Bravo, report in.
Mako Team Bravo here, ma'am.
How many kills?
As we're going through the ship, we currently have 50 kills.
Excellent. You're out. Mako Team Charlie, report in.
Mako Team Charlie reporting.
How many kills?
We have 26 so far.
Oh, Bravo's ahead of you. Better catch up.
Yes, ma'am. And
Shanna looks at Dolova.
Dolova just stiffens. Well, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it.
Yeah, do it, fucker.
Please keep her alive.
What is her job on the ship?
Captain's woman.
I was gonna say Captain's woman. Captain's comfort woman.
I mean, Citroma's captain's woman.
She might be worth keeping alive then. Just saying.
I think Shanna knows that Anne would like to have Dolova alive. Though Shanna doesn't like the security risks of having the next highest ranking Romulan still alive on the ship.
Decisions.
You're not going to die today, Commander Dolova. And then Shanna shoots her leg.
And Dolova just cries out in pain involuntarily.
So her job really is comfort woman?
She also, oversees the other Romulans on the ship, but
Oh, I see.
But that's her primary, like, why Citroma keeps her around, definitely. All right.
Okay, so Shanna personally escorts the injured Dolova to a brig and then calls into Anne that she, like, who she's kept alive.
And then your Mako teams confirm that they have left exactly 30 Romulans alive.
Excellent. Escort them all to the brig. Actually, no. How many brigs do we have on Dauntless? Can we keep them all completely separate from each other?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know that specific stat for the.
Or like, is it possible to have them like in the same like brig facility, but completely cut off communication-wise from each other?
How many brig
imagine-
cells do they have?
Kind of GM's discretion, because ISS Dauntless would probably have more than the USS Dauntless.
That's true.
Plus,
Okay, yeah.
plus they could still
I'd say
use
that-
the agony boost to like contain people.
Right, yeah. I would say that ISS Dauntless would have the facilities to keep 30 prisoners completely isolated from one another. Yes.
All right. Isolation protocols in place.
And you can hand out the specimens to the doctor, the good doctor, and the scientist as you wish.
Excellent. And then also the Mako team that killed the most Romulans gets like, I don't know, some beer or something.
They can have some of the women.
Oh, yes.
Wow, that's dark.
Yeah,
Welcome
that's
to the
prize
mirror
they
universe, folks.
Yes, welcome to the mirror universe. I sometimes forget that the fanfic that I've written for a mirror, which is like a very, very tiny. Anyway, yes, all very darkly sexual too. Okay. Yes.
Wow.
So probably Mako team Bravo.
Mako team Bravo.
Mako team Bravo.
All right, and then we will cut to sick bay, where Dr. Almari has beamed over with Commander Kuwardi, who is unconscious on one of the bio beds. And Dr. Almari is wearing a black jacket with a blue tab coming over the shoulder. It's a double-breasted jacket, very similar to the red ones that the original series crew wore in the movies, but it's black.
Ooh, very nice.
And she has a head wrap that is black in color. That covers her entire head, and her face is only showing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's Sikh then?
She's Muslim.
Oh. Okay.
They still have religion in this universe.
It wouldn't
so
surprise
she's basically
me.
wearing a hijab.
Yeah. Would I know of any work of hers, or like would I know her from like reputation?
Dr. Almari is well known as a I haven't really thought about her in the mirror universe, but she is well known as a surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
So her surgery skills are very kind of top notch. She could do any surgery blindfolded type of thing.
Probably has.
She probably knows.
She does brain surgery. She's like the Doctor Strange of brain. She's like like that type of brain surgeon where she's very, very good at what she does surgery wise.
Mm-hmm. I have pulled out a chair from my office and set it like at a safe distance from the bio bed, and just made sure that Santiago like has a clear view but cannot interact with anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just take a seat.
And Dr. Almari is going to show you the scans that she's taken of Bianca's brain, and you're going to notice that it's swollen. There's still some residual swelling, but most of the damage that had been inflicted by Marissa has been healed. She's just going to recover. She's just going to require time for recovery.
The hell did they do to her?
You can make a roll to see if you can find out.
I would like to make a roll.
Okay.
It
would be Insight Medicine. Difficulty 1.
All right. I don't think behavioral analysis would work for this.
No, because it's very physical. It was very invasive.
Why did I not keep theoretical medicine as a focus? 2 successes.
And you get a 1 momentum.
Okay.
So yeah. So from what you can tell, so what Bianca is known for is being invasively telepathic. This has been done to her. The Farasan telepathy that she was subjected to was just as invasive, just as devastating as what Bianca would be capable of.
Mm.
And you can tell that she definitely struggled back mentally. With the extra success, you would be able to tell that it was Farasan telepathy.
Okay. Would I know if there's anything I could do either genetically or with use of like pharmaceuticals to aid in the speed of her recovery?
For a momentum spend, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'll spend the momentum I got.
Okay. You can probably reduce the swelling further, which would allow her to recover more quickly. She'd be able to be awoken.
All right. I will share that with Dr. Elmar.
Well, if you think that you can, I have tried.
Well, let me try it from a little bit of a different angle.
Okay.
And I will try to fashion a bit of a anti-swelling drug or something.
Okay. So I'm going to make this a difficulty 3. Just because you're kind of coming at this from a different angle, trying something kind of experimental, like something that the Prime Universe would never allow.
Hey, I have quick study, which would let me reduce the difficulty if I'm unfamiliar with a medical procedure.
Okay.
So, would that lower the difficulty?
Yeah, I believe so. It would lower it from 3 to 2.
Cool. And what am I rolling?
You would be rolling control medicine.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
With this being done in sickbay, can the Dauntless assist?
Yeah, I'll say Dauntless can assist.
Okay. What will that roll be for Dauntless?
For Dauntless, that'll be computers medicine.
Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
And I'm assuming either pharmacology or improvisation would work as a.
Yes, I will let those apply.
All right.
Take a momentum if you want to. Or, no.
Oh, I already rolled.
That's
Sorry.
all right.
She made the difficulty.
Yay!
And you do successfully reduce the swelling. It's now to a point where it would be safe to wake her.
We should probably give her at least another hour or so, just.
Or you could give her a stimulant and tell her to suck it up, Buttercup. It is the mirror universe.
Or
it is the
you are Dr. Ann Winters.
or
it's true.
Actually, I'm going to say don't wake her up just yet, and I'm going to try and reach out to her telepathically.
Okay.
What?
Is everybody telepathic on this fucking ship?
Well, he's half Vulcan.
More of
He's
a
only
joke.
telepathic where on her. They have a
Oh,
telepathic
those
bond.
sexual things. I get it.
They have a
You're not
telepathic.
entirely wrong.
I'm going to say this is going to be the President's Command.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
Okay. Do I have an applicable focus here?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. I'm going to take a momentum if that's okay, guys.
Go for it.
All right, here goes nothing. Hey, earned it back.
All right. Earn that momentum back. Yay. All right. And you do success. As you reach out with your mind towards hers, you brush the edges of her consciousness. And you can feel her brush back. Just slightly. And with that many successes, she's, as you continue to kind of gently like make your way into her mind, she kind of starts to her neural activity starts to climb. You see on the bio bed her neural activity starts to the little graph starts to go up.
And I'm just kind of getting a feel for her mental state right now, but also like just whispering, "Imzadi, come back to us."
But what you're getting is that she is physically she is all right, but would be the first time she's waking up after being very much mentally violated.
Mm-hmm.
By a cat, no less.
By a cat. By Rage Kitty. But she slowly starts to stir. And you hear her murmuring, Zani.
I'm here. Just kind of in her mind, because, well,
It's got a reputation to uphold.
Not much of one. Not with this new crew. Y'all don't know me.
It's true. It's why you're not alone in my med bay with.
Yup.
It's kind of weird that he's not trying to be like super intimidating. I'd say this is throwing Anna off.
I mean,
to be fair, Anna's like watching this going, gross.
right.
Gross.
But it's kind of like God, Jason Isaacs' character in Discovery.
Oh, yeah, Lorca.
Yeah. Like Lorca had his vulnerable moments too.
That's fair.
But Bianca starts to open her eyes. She looks very groggy. And her head just kind of like rolls to the side and she looks at you.
You're on the Dauntless. You're safe.
Which Dauntless?
ISS Dauntless.
Commander.
What happened?
Can you tell me your name?
I'm Commander Bianca Cuordi. First Officer, ISS Dauntless.
I'm just gonna look to Santiago.
And she starts to sit up. She's wincing a little bit, but it's very clear she's trying not to.
Easy. You're gonna be. You need to stay here a little while longer.
I'm fine.
You are fine when these two doctors say you are.
She's fine.
I just raise an eyebrow. As the doctor says.
It hurts a little bit, but I'm fine.
You want something for the pain?
Please.
Hypo spray.
I'm gonna give you some help take your mind off that pain.
Hey, it's one of my specializations.
What the fuck happened?
Citrome is dead.
I guess that's good news for me. Surely she would have had my ass killed for failing to bring in USS Dauntless.
You brought her the USS Dauntless. She's the one who fucked up.
Practically had the goddamn thing gift wrapped.
Well, there's a lot of hate for Citrone going around here.
No loyalty for the dead. Just, yeah. This wasn't the Citroma that Danny ever played, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm still thinking if she actually played this game, she'd be upset.
She'd be hurt. Where are we?
Still in the Carina Nebula. In our
So if
universe.
So if Citroma's gone, who's captain?
You're looking at it.
No shit. So who's captain of Legacy?
You are as soon as you're ready to resume your duty.
Don't you think that should be the other way around? I was the first officer.
Ooh.
I don't think you're in any position to argue. Besides, I need you surrounded by people we both trust right now. You don't know this crew. I don't want you taking that risk.
Fine. I'm ready to take command of Legacy.
Good. Get the hell out of my med bay.
Yes.
Doctor, with a nod, Santiago walks out.
And Bianca also walks out.
Just look to the other doctor, give her a polite.
I should get back to Legacy.
I'll walk you to the transporter room.
Appreciate it.
What do you remember leading up to your injury?
I remember fractured glass and locking out the helm controls and then passing out and then waking up in the break and fractured glass. And she just kind of just shakes her head and she goes, "It doesn't matter. I'll be fine."
hope so.
Don't need to worry about me.
You always say that, but you know I'm always gonna.
Aren't you so sweet?
God, get a room.
We've got the whole ship now.
Gross.
And that is true love, my friends.
It's true.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
And Bianca just nods and she gets onto the transporter pad.
Let me know if you run into any trouble over there. Oh, actually, I need to know a little bit more about the species in this quadrant. Admiral wants us to ensure their cooperation, assimilate them into the Terran Empire.
Bianca nods and she goes, I can give you a brief once I'm back on board Legacy.
That sounds good. All right, and I'm going to be AFK because I need to use the facilities, so I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll take a break.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, good time.
We'll reconvene at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock Pacific.
Or midnight.
So,
Or
yeah,
midnight.
Okay, fine. Like, shove the time difference in our faces. Whatever.
Get you guys to some conquering.
Yay! I didn't swap out that fucking theoretical medicine talent or focus for biological warfare.
Are your character and my character the same person?
No, we have similarities, but we're different. My character also gives a shit about politics. And kind of dislikes your character for being an alien.
It's okay, it's for science.
It's fine. I'll study you later. It's fine.
Yeah, as I was comparing notes on the two characters, I was like, these two characters are either going to be great friends or great enemies.
It's both at the same time, pretty much.
Right?
All right, I'm back.
Wee.
I don't think Yolan really sees race or anything like that. He just sees test subjects.
Aw,
That's appropriate.
spoken like a true non-human.
Oh boy.
Sorry, 6 generations of Imperial service means my character's family is racist as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, these you and Yolan would probably have like a competition to see who could create the better plague.
Yep.
Because Yolan totally did create a plague.
Hey, same.
I also deal in chemistry though too.
Oh, that's cool. My focuses are mostly like diseases and pharmacology and genetics. So like instead of like chemistry, there is a little bit of chemistry, but it's more engineering.
Yolan is for science.
I mean, to be fair, my science is 4, and my medicine is 5, and my engineering is 3.
That's a nice combination.
Yep.
I don't remember what mine is.
You actually have a medicine of 5 and a science of 5.
I thought you could only have one stat at 5.
I think he used one of his milestones.
I thought
that's
that you could still only have one stat at 5.
No, I've rolled Bianca with
Let me
Command
check.
5. Command 5, and otherwise I've been rolling Bianca illegal for a long time now. Because Bianca has a Command of 5 and a Con of 5. Because I think that's true. I think when you initially create the character, I think that's true.
I also have a focus in Krav Maga.
Nice.
She will beat your ass.
I mean, I'll damn well try. How the fuck do you think I flirt? Like, just...
Well,
Amazing. It's the one thing that Dr.
You got together with Shiana, so
yeah,
of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, if Catheris existed in this universe.
No, Catheris' style is more like a mix between Muay Thai and Capoeira. Got that good, like, weird, dancey agility to it. Because cat.
I'm back.
Hey.
Hey.
Yolan spent time in PsyOps too.
Oh, that's fun. I want to meet just
Mirror Jonas is great. Mirror Jonas is great. I'm like sad that we haven't used him more.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was just thinking, like, when we are officially back off the break, we should just skip forward a little bit so that we can.
And I'll probably spend time on the bridge instead of in medical. I just figure with the ongoing fighting that Anne was probably just like, take this hypo spray and get the fuck.
Yep.
All right, if everyone's ready, we can actually probably start back up.
I think we're still missing Kate.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I forgot we were missing Kate.
Did you find an answer to this 5 thing, Dawn?
I didn't. Like, the arc milestone entry says you can't have a discipline that's greater than 5, but we already knew that.
Yeah. I just remember hearing that you couldn't have more than one stat above 5, but I don't know if
that's true when you originally roll a character. But I think if you decide to like use an arc milestone to bring another discipline up to 5, you can. Like, because that's what I did for my first arc milestone with Bianca. Is her command and her con are both 5.
See, I've been thinking that I couldn't do that because if I could, I would have upped one of Catheris' skills.
Yeah, that's worth looking into. And I totally like am fine with respecking because I have a saved milestone that I can use to respec Bianca if it turns out I've been rolling her illegally for forever.
It only, like, I see what you're saying for, like, disciplines under life path creation, but that's the only place where it says it. So my thought to that is, of course you don't want to have someone who's, like, got 5s in, say, science and engineering right out of Starfleet Academy. Like, you can be a prodigy, but no one's going to be that good just coming out of the gate.
Might be GM's discretion. I don't know.
You can always ask Brian, because, I mean, he knows the rules too.
Yeah, I'm posting it in the other.
Who?
Is Kate back?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Cool. Everyone else?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, everybody, say something if you're missing. No.
I'm missing.
Shit. Okay, if we're all back, then I am going to go ahead and start us back up again. Now, how do you want to approach this, Dawn? Because
we
it can
talked. Sorry, go ahead.
we can do like you can do like strategizing, battle plan, what have you, with I can give you the rundown of what the
Yeah, just like a Reader's
races are up
Digest
to.
condensed version for all of us, because
Right, yeah.
there are some differences between, and there were some people who, well, like for Jonas and for Bookwormy, I don't think they were here when Dauntless was in the Carina Nebula the first time around.
Right.
We were not.
So I will give you that, but as far as, do you guys want to like strategize in a group setting in like the briefing room, or do you want me like just basically just giving this information to Santiago?
I don't mind another.
Okay, yeah, let's
I mean,
let's play it out.
With whoever wants to show up. I mean, I'm sure Yolan would rather be, doing science.
He's got 29 Romulans to work with.
It's true.
He's got 29 new playthings.
I put a sticker on one.
Dalva, this one's mine.
Do not touch.
Do not.
It was a gift from Shiana.
Wow,
Shiana put the sticker on it.
Oh my god.
Damn, y'all.
So dark. Okay.
If there's a free moment before we decide to have the shit meeting, Jonas would like a second with the cat.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm assuming Captain Santiago is on the bridge.
Yes. Oh, and sorry, one quick point of clarification. As soon as Bianca was back on Legacy, Santiago revoked her command access on the Dauntless.
Whoa. Boyfriend is harsh.
I mean, she could still take over the Dauntless if she really wanted to, maybe, but I don't have to make it easy.
You just have to work at it, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Scary.
Okay, so Santiago's on the Dauntless, or on the bridge of the Dauntless.
Captain.
Yes, what is it?
With crap. I just forgot her name. We just sent her over to the Legacy.
Bianca.
With Bianca in charge of the Legacy, and I'm assuming this is going to be your new flagship. That means we'll be staying here, yes?
Yes.
If that's the case, would it be possible to have my guest relocated to my new quarters here?
Your guest? Sorry, Santiago probably knows this, but I don't.
This is the Klingon that I told you about on Legacy.
Okay.
God
damn! That Santiago does know about.
Okay. By all means.
Thank you, Captain.
Fucking really?
What?
What?
What's the deal with this Klingon?
You don't know.
No, we don't know. I'm reacting because, of course, it's a fucking Klingon.
Where would I go to? Where would I go to do that? Like,
Um,
I'm sure the
You could just
Romulans
have-
have plenty of empty room.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Or you can
no,
take
I'm
him to-
taking over the former pilot's room.
yeah, which would have been Bianca's old quarters.
Oh, maybe not.
She's on Legacy now. She got an upgrade.
Okay, I mean, does she want her stuff at least?
Well, I'm assuming since it's been a few days, she probably took it over.
That's
I'm
right,
also
it's been-
assuming that it's been a few days.
Yes, it has been a few days.
Okay.
Okay, so where would I go to have this transport happen?
The transporter room. You
Yep.
could go.
Because one other
Okay.
point, that transporter pad on the back of the bridge, not working, not operational. Had that fucker shut down.
Okay. Well, also, I don't think Jonas would want this to be public
No.
like that.
Oh
No.
no! If he can, when he gets to the transporter bay, he will give whoever is in there the life signs to scan for, but he would like them transported directly to his room,
Site to
his
site.
quarters.
Okay.
And if you want me to roll for it, I'll try to roll. I will roll to
If you want,
convince them.
I mean, I don't think you'd really have to convince them. But if you're not going to have them in the room, I will have you roll for the transport.
Sorry, say that last part again.
If they're not going to be in the room, then you'll have to roll for the transport. But if the transporter chief is there, then he can roll for it.
Oh yeah, the transporter chief can be there. I just meant I would like the my guests transported to my quarters.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
from the other ship.
all right.
That way, it remains even more secret.
You can roll to you can convince him to not tell anybody else about it. How about that?
I can do that.
Why is Captain's Lackey shady as shit?
I mean, we're all pretty
it's
fucking
the
shady.
Mirrorverse.
Yeah, we're all pretty shady.
I feel like Shiana's like not as hardcore as people now.
I'm not. I'm a
So-
straight shooter. It's okay as long as you say it's for science.
Okay, so I'm going to actively use my listener ability to
See what he wants to hear.
yeah, and would my deception focus come into play here, or no?
I would say so because you're trying to keep this on the down low.
Okay, so that means that I get an extra D20.
No,
And-
you just get an extra chance of critical success if you're
I
using
mean,
a
this
focus.
is kind of shady considering the captain's like, yeah, go ahead.
So it'll be a presence command. And you add a bonus d20 because of your listener ability.
Yep.
And anything 5 or below is a success.
4 or
Crit.
below for him.
Oh, 4 or below.
Okay, difficulty was 2, which I forgot to tell you. But all right, so you managed to word your request in such a way that he's just like, no, nobody needs to know about this.
I Jedi mind trick him.
So this is not a logged transport. It's erased from the transporter logs.
Excellent. I am going to keep the name of this transport officer in mind as I return to the bridge. I'm assuming, resume that.
All right, excellent.
Now I'm wondering how often both Anne and Shiana take like life sign sweeps of the
all the freaking time.
just, there's going to be a note. It's going to be noticed. It's just a case of what.
Yeah, Shiana's paranoid as fuck, and I admire her for that.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not worried.
Deal with it when you have to deal with it, but just not now.
No,
All right.
not now.
Yeah, Jonas and I can have a conversation later.
Okay. All right. So, in the briefing room, basically Bianca has given you guys the rundown on what, for those who are unfamiliar, what's going on in the Carina Nebula. In the Felithrix system, or the main antagonist in the area is the Zealand. They are an insectoid species. They are incredibly hostile. And you guys have captured their technology and used their ablative armor on the Dauntless before. The Zealand have a healthy fear and respect for ISS Dauntless's capabilities. But they will fight you if it comes down to it. And you have never been able to work out any sort of mutually beneficial compromise. They've always just been basically outright hostile. In the Felithrix system, they have adapted to the hostile Zealand force by creating their own ships and standing military. And they have a pact with the Delphine, which is if the Delphine agree to serve on their ships as scions, then the Felithrix will protect the Delphine, and they share a planetary system. So on one planet there's the Delphine, on one planet there's the Felithrix. The Felithrix are quite aggressive as well, but it's more in a like they will protect their borders type of way. They're not as like offensively aggressive as the Zealand. And then you have a species that mostly keeps to themselves, but they called the Ciatina. They, in their power sources, they use the Omega particle. So
that's fun.
Yes. So all of their power systems are based on Omega technology. And while they are not considered like a tactically superior race, they do very much have engineering skills that are very impressive.
And are probably avoided like the fucking plague.
Yeah, they do use the threat of Omega detonations to keep the Zealand and the Felithrix at bay.
Yeah, no one likes subspace rifts. That's not fun.
Shocker.
So those are kind of the three key players that are in the Carina Nebula that you have encountered so far.
So what we need
Sorry, go ahead.
is a big giant can of Raid.
$1 million worth of weaponry.
I can do that.
It all
I like
back
how he's thinking.
for a lousy.
Positioning the Felithrix against
Raid.
the Zealand seems like the most opportune political and tactical option.
How would that even go about? They don't seem to care about it.
No, the Zealand have tried to invade the Felithrix.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
They are not what you would call BFFs.
And since the Zealand aren't an option, we should co-opt the Felithrix's loyalties and resources.
I agree. We have what we need from the Zealand anyway. Doctor, Commander Yolan,
Hmm?
how long would it take the two of you to put together something that could biologically wipe the Zealand out and leave the planets intact?
Seconds.
Hmm.
They're bugs.
Highly advanced insects, yeah.
I'd rather minimize the damage to the rest of the ecosystem. Otherwise, yeah, we could go in quantum torpedoes blazing.
Well, what we need is a nerve agent.
Or if you have a sample of their genetic structure, we could come up with something that would target only.
You have had Zealand prisoners in the past.
Perfect. We can make a biogenic weapon.
Lieutenant Carden, how open do you think the Fellathrix would be to employing a genetic weapon against the Zealand?
Can I listen for that?
Sure.
That's kind of why I asked him.
Yes.
Did you ask me that question?
No.
Jonas. Presence command.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 3 because you are listening for a specific voice in the fabric of the universe.
Okay, would my empathy focus come into play here?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Take a momentum.
I will take momentum.
Okay.
That was worth a try.
I don't see the roll. Oh,
2.
2. Okay. Yeah, you're listening very intently, specifically for the Fellathrix and what their interests would be. But other than a generalized, they want to protect themselves type of feeling, you don't get anything specific.
Other than the fact that they want to protect themselves, I think it would be up to giving them the opportunity to see what they would do, if they would take it or not.
I mean, we can influence the situation by pushing a threat towards them.
Make them afraid enough. Make somebody afraid enough, they'll do anything.
And if we want direct involvement, we could make persuading them even easier if I'm there.
Smooth talker, are you?
There's a half smile. Something like that.
He's a good bartender, too. I just kind of smirk.
Ever need a drink? I have a bar set up in my quarters.
What's the history of hostility? Have there been hostilities between the Zealand and the Ciatina?
The Ciatina and the Zealand are kind of in a Cold War type of situation. The Zealand know that if they piss off the Ciatina, they could destroy subspace.
Mm-hmm.
And they've determined that that is not really a risk that they want to take. However, they still do try and gather intelligence about the Omega harnessing technology that they use.
Yeah.
So occasionally you hear about skirmishes between the two, like between scout ships type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mostly like a Cold War.
Okay. It's a Cold War where only one side has the nukes, though.
Yes, but also if the Ciatina nuke them, they nuke themselves too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of mutually assured destruction where the person is in the suicide vat. Honestly, I think ignoring the species that has somewhat managed control over a subspace destroying technology is probably the same. It would be nice to bring them to the Empire for, well, it would be a hell of a prize. But unless you have some way of, I don't know, neutralizing the effects of detonation or convincing them not to push the button, I wouldn't think it wise.
Captain, I agree with the doctor's assessment of the security risks to the Empire involved.
So this species is clearly the bigger threat.
Ciatina?
but they're perfectly happy to stay within their own star system. That's the difference.
The Felothrix are a more likely target for integration into the Empire, or at least servitude.
And they come with their own pets.
I just kind of smile at that. All right. Lieutenant Carden? Or actually, I take that back. Dash, how's the ship? Your warp engines back up and running?
Fucking finally. Took them long enough. But they should be good to go this time, Captain. It's been a few days, so I think everything's back up to snuff.
Okay. Glad to hear it. We'll be giving them a bit of a shakedown here shortly. Lieutenant Carden, I'd like you to plot a course for the Felothrix system, maximum warp. Also, hail them. Let them know we're coming. I don't want us drop in by surprise.
Aye, Captain.
And just kind of looks to Shiana at that and just mouths the word diplomacy and like gives a shrug.
Well, since my services aren't going to be needed, I'm going back to my labs. Start working on this bug killing.
Yeah, if you guys want to do that, I can set up an extended task to create this nerve agent.
It's going to be fast killing and only work on Zealand.
Okay. I admittedly did not study doing extended tasks. What would you recommend, Don?
It's been a while since I've done one, but let me look it up. Let's see. Page 91, for those of you who want to follow along. Actually, no, sorry, page 90. So, extended tasks have a work track,
Mm-hmm.
which determines how much work has to be done to overcome the task. It has a magnitude, which is basically your difficulty. So each
Mm-hmm.
time you're trying to do work, you're going to roll against the magnitude. Some extended tasks have what's called resistance, which is basically just like resistance to an attack.
Mm-hmm.
So resistance lowers the amount of work done against the task.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, sorry, magnitude is the number of breakthroughs that need to be done in order to complete the extended task.
Okay.
And then the task has an actual difficulty.
Okay. I'm gonna make the a difficulty 3, magnitude 3. With a work track of 12.
Ooh.
It's not horrible, and we're not looking at a time challenge here.
No, it's not a time challenge. Resistance, I'm going to say resistance is only 1 because both Dr. Winters and Yolan are very good at this sort of thing.
Yep, they're the best in their field.
And we have Zealand DNA.
Yes. So it's going to take some time to formulate it to be as specific as you want it to be. But it's not going to be like hideously difficult.
Aerosol. Targets only fast acting.
Yeah.
And deadly.
I mean, that was implied, but sure.
Dauntless.
Okay.
Kills bugs dead.
So who wants to take the lead on this and who wants to assist?
I can take the lead. Since
Okay.
it's a nerve agent, so it's more chemistry than it is biology. But having the genetics and the biology helping would make the nerve agent more effective.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So it's
Yeah,
going to
it'll
be difficulty. Yep.
It'll be a chemical agent but specified to a certain type of physiology.
Mm-hmm. All right. So difficulty 3.
Dr. Winters is assisting. Is the Dauntless also assisting?
I will let Dauntless assist. Yes.
Okay. Jonas, do you want to roll for Dauntless on this?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Dauntless will be rolling. Dauntless will be Where is Dauntless? I had this.
It's under player ships.
There it is. So this will be computer science on Dauntless. And then for Yolan, it will be reason science. And for Dr. Winters, reason medicine.
Okay, and I'm assuming we both have focuses for this.
Yes, I'll let your genetics focus apply, and Yolan, your chemical warfare focus will apply.
Sweet. All right, I got an 8 and a 2.
So you got 3 successes there.
1 from me.
And 1 from the ship. So you have 5 successes.
Use 1 to bypass resistance.
Okay. And it's roll effects to see how much work is done, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Will, do you want us to spare you rolling a whole bunch of d6?
Sure, you guys can roll it for me.
Okay.
I can do it with mine if you.
Yeah.
Is it 4d6?
It's 2 plus the discipline that you used on the task.
Okay. And is Yolan's science 5?
Yolan's
Yes, it
science
is.
is 5.
All right. So all of those go through.
6, and that's a breakthrough.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
All right.
And 7 left on the work track.
6 left on the work track. Because they bypass resistance.
Oh, right. Okay. My bad.
All right.
Will, give it another roll,
Again.
man.
Another roll.
All right. I'm going to use testing a theory, by the way.
Okay. So you get an extra d20.
Yep.
And a crit from Winters.
1, an 8, and a 14.
All right. So you got 4 successes. Got 2 from Dr. Winters. So you have 6 successes. 0 from Dauntless.
What does is testing theory just an extra die?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're doing basically this same type of task as you've previously done. Yeah.
Probably bypass resistance again.
Okay. And then roll your effects.
I don't know if you just rolled crappy. There we go. It's like,
All right. So the deltas are 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
so, and that's 2 breakthroughs.
Yep. You have created this nerve agent in record time.
It's terrifying.
Yolan did say it would take like 5 seconds.
We just look at each other and we're like, oh, wait a second, we've already made it.
All right. So you have this on hand by the time you reach the Felathrine system.
Yep.
So that if the Felathrix want to see proof that that the proof is in the pudding, you can show them that.
That is true.
All right. So
We
you're
should
going
probably
to
tell
drop
the captain, though.
Yeah, you should probably tell the captain.
Captain?
Santiago here, go ahead.
Would you like this in red or black?
You would gift wrap it for me, Doctor. I am flattered. Excellently done. And red.
Noted.
All right. So you guys come out of warp on the edge of the Felathrine system. Everything is working nominally aboard Dauntless. Dash and Stanfield and their teams did good work. And the minute you guys come into the system, you receive a hail.
On screen.
This is Supreme Commander Torash of the Felathrix homeworld. Identify yourself.
This is Torash. This is Captain Thorax Santiago of the Terran Empire starship Dauntless.
Yes, we received your transmission before you arrived. What is your business here?
I've got something a proposal I would like to make to you. Something that will keep the Zealand from ever threatening your homeworld again.
He kind of like side-eyes you. And I am going to have you roll a persuasion check.
Okay, presence command.
Presence command. Difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Okay.
If you need momentum, we have it.
Yeah, we do. Does my composure focus apply?
Not here.
Okay, then yeah, I will definitely take a momentum. I need to read up on lead by example. I took it because it looked good at the time, and now I can't remember what it does. So give me a second here if that's all right.
That's fine. Gosh, Dawn.
I know. I don't have all of the books memorized.
Yeah, I don't either. It's fine.
That's why for my sheets I have what each ton does, like put
Yep.
it next to them so that I don't have to look.
It's really smart, actually, but I know I know where to find it, so.
That's what I did for mine after the game started, and I wasn't doing anything. I just went through and added all of my talent things
Practical
in.
leaders unafraid to test their own skills and who expect subordinates to follow without hesitation. Okay, not really applicable there, I don't think. So, here goes. Nailed it.
All right.
Nice.
Got your momentum back. Despite the fact that he looks very skeptical, Satorash kind of goes, "Go on."
My science officer and doctor have developed a solution, shall we say, to the Zealand problem.
What kind of solution?
A permanent one. Best yet, it will leave their planets ripe for colonization. Imagine having a Fellathrix empire.
He kind of just looks at you long and hard, and he just goes,
Giggity. I mean,
and he's, "I will need proof of this."
do you have any Zealand prisoners on the Fellathrix system? Or on your homeworld?
You probably have some on Dauntless.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
One moment. Beep.
You're right. Yeah.
Hold, please.
Dr. Winters? Let's provide the good Supreme Commander with a demonstration, shall we?
Yes, sir. And I will look to Yolan before I push the big red button.
The big red candy-like button.
Yep.
Push it!
So
very, like, just straight faced, just quietly, for science. And I push the button.
and you hear this like whoosh sound as the nerve agent filters through the environmental systems into this holding cell, and the camera is on the holding cell. I'm assuming that
Yes.
Satorash is looking at, and you just see the Zealands like start to spasm. It's disturbing. It's violent. It's thrashing about.
It's beautiful.
And eventually its spindly legs close in on its body, and it just falls over after a good 5 minutes of struggling.
Doctor, let's make sure that this works only against the Zealand as advertised. Put one of the Romulans in that containment.
All right.
5
So,
minutes.
a Romulan materializes inside the cell next to the Zealand corpse. And he kind of looks around and then starts beating on, and he kind of like recoils from the sight of the dead insect giant insect looking thing in the corner, and he kind of starts beating on the walls of the cell.
We'll give it a couple minutes here.
After a while, he kind of stops, and he's still kind of like on the opposite wall, but he's definitely just yelling and not,
Not coherent.
No.
All right,
But
Doctor.
he's still alive.
He is still alive.
All right, Doctor. I think that's
And he's
sufficient.
not
Go ahead and vent the atmosphere from that containment.
He's not showing any signs of slowing down either.
And just like gives a smile and then pushes a button, and both the Romulan and the Zealand get spaced immediately. Bye.
Yolan tries to give the doctor a fist bump.
It's fine. I don't need your encouragement, but thank
she leaves the filthy non-human hanging.
you. Yep.
Fucking left me hanging. Definitely need to work on a human virus now.
Well, I'm safe.
None of us know this yet, though.
Nobody is safe with those two on board. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, so true.
Anyway, so Torash just kind of strokes the whiskers on his chin, and he goes, "Very convincing demonstration, Captain. What is the catch? What do you want in return?"
I want an alliance. I want a familial, friendly rapport and working military relationship between the Terran Empire and the Felictrix Empire.
And how do we know that you won't just create a weapon against us?
Number one, you don't. But number two, if we wanted to, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I respect the Felictrix. I don't respect the Zealand. And I think you and I can both agree that they should probably be wiped out of the galaxy altogether. They're a threat to your people.
I will have to confer with my generals.
You know where to find us.
We will get back to you in 1 hour.
Very well. Dauntless out.
Shanna takes this moment to send a text message to Anne that says, "Well done."
Gag me.
All she gets back is a message that just says, "I know."
I know.
After about a half hour passes, Jonas would like to try and get a read of what the general consensus might be of those generals and their leader.
Okay. Give me a presence command. Difficulty 2.
Did we switch from insight command, or is that just because I'm doing something specific?
No, insight command. My bad. Sorry.
That's okay.
Also, I'm going to head on to the
bridge?
Yeah, of the ship.
Would any of my focuses apply here?
I like how the doctor didn't even share credit.
No.
All right.
her credit for what?
That was
The-
just Shiana telling her girlfriend, "You did good." Nobody else knows about that.
You don't know how thoroughly Yolan has tapped into the ship's systems. Well, you might, but
Yeah, Shiana would.
Hey, I made it.
hey, nice.
All right. So there are 5 generals. Each of the 5 major branches of the military with the Felithrix that the Supreme Commander is currently conferring with. 3 of them think that an alliance with such a tactically superior starship alone would be able to give them the edge that they need in order to at least hurt the Zealand. 2 of the generals are skeptical that this type of nerve agent could have been developed, and that they could have faked killing the Zealand. But overall, they seem like they're convinced that it'll be worth the risk if they can eliminate the Zealand entirely.
Okay. We're at like, I don't know what the correct term would be, but we're at like a standstill position.
Station keeping.
Geosynchronous, station keeping, geosynchronous.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sort of doing what he did before, Jonas is going to pass his station off to whoever replaces him, and he's going to wander over to the right chair on the right side of the captain, and he's going to lean in and, Captain.
Go ahead.
3 of the generals are of the mind that it would be a large tactical advantage to side with us. 2 of them are of the mind that it's entirely possible that we have faked the results of our weapon of destruction. But the feeling overall is it's worth the risk if it does any sort of damage to their enemy. If it helps, they might need a live demonstration. Perhaps inviting a ship or something to view the true potential of this weapon.
If it comes down to that, I'm certainly game. No point in having a weapon unless you intend to use it. I'm going to actually get up out of my... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was actually just about to say I completely just lost my train of thought. My brain went blank.
Don't! I'm going to actually get up and walk over to Yolan's station. Or to Yolan, rather. Commander, how traceable are our warp-capable probes?
Are we allowed to use stealth technology in this freaking universe?
Yes.
We stole it from the Romulans, so yeah.
I would say they're pretty not traceable then.
Good.
At least we can make them that way.
I'd like you to work with Commander Darrow. Refit... Do we know approximately how many Zealand planets are in their empire?
How many are in the Prime universe?
I hadn't made that number up. I was just kind of going as you guys had encountered them.
Okay.
Couple dozen, maybe?
Well, you know where the homeworld is, and you know where they're like 2 of their major colonies are,
Mm-hmm.
as well as 3 of their outposts.
Okay. I want you to work with Commander Darrow. Prepare a dozen warp-capable cloaked probes. Equip them with this nerve agent as a warhead. Have them ready to launch in 30 minutes.
Okay.
And I'll just walk back to the captain's chair, sit down, and wait.
Shanna
Jonas
nods,
will-
and
oh.
yeah. Do Shanna and Yola need to like leave the bridge to do this, or is this just a command thing?
I mean, sorry, what did you say?
Do Shanna and Yola need to leave the bridge to do this, or is this just a we're commanding our minions to do this thing?
I mean, you can do it however you want, as far as I'm concerned. You can launch it from your stations on the bridge. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's do it that way.
Do we need to roll for that?
I don't think so, because it's just launching a probe. Right,
Okay.
Don?
I mean, unless you want them to roll for equipping them with the nerve agent. And or
I
the
figure
cloaking
that,
device.
you know what, I'll have you roll to equip them with the cloaking device. That will be control security.
Right.
Difficulty will be 1 because a lot of the technology that you've kind of taken over is very adaptable.
Am I assisting?
You can assist.
Okay, so do my shipboard tactical systems apply to this?
Sure.
I'll come in a minute. Can I use my psyops for this?
I'll let your covert operations focus apply.
Okay. And I got an 8.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
What just happened to my rolls?
it had a null attribute,
Yeah.
but looking at it, it would have actually been 0 successes.
No, she got a 13.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, but her control security total is 12.
Wait, my security should be at 5.
Okay, then that
It's 3.
I just fixed that. Okay, then yeah, 2 successes. Everyone confused enough?
2 successes.
Totally. Yeah.
All right. And what did
just
Yolan roll an 8?
Yeah, so he got a success.
Okay, so 3 successes.
It's just roll 20 being roll 20.
So 2 momentum from that.
Okay, 2 momentum. Got it.
After Shanna's like done with her thing, Anne's gonna kind of snag her arm and like just tug her to the and like tilt her head towards the chair that Jonas was sitting in before he moved back to the. You think Bianca knows about that?
I think it's a tactical relationship, not a physical one.
I think that our captain might collect things more than ship.
It's an
I'm a
interesting
shiny
theory.
Pokemon.
Do you think that Commander Kuarti would be jealous?
Doubtful.
And really, it's nothing we can use.
It's interesting, though.
I wonder who else he'll collect on Dauntless. You seem a prime candidate.
Well, I am rather good at what I do. But
You
then
are.
again, so are you. So
I don't know that I have quite the specialized abilities that some people seem to have. But if the captain attempts to collect you, remember that you're mine.
always.
Aww.
Okay, so you get an hour passes and you get an answer from the Felithrix.
On screen.
Satorash appears on the screen. And he goes, Captain, I am pleased to announce that we have an accord. Despite the protests of a couple of my generals, we believe that this is the best way forward for our species if we are to survive.
Those generals aren't going to be a problem for you, are they?
If they are, you have my permission to kill them.
Duly noted.
Now, we would like to dispatch 2 of our ships and 1 of our fighter squadrons to assist you.
Actually, Commander, I have a question for you. Do you have any intelligence assets on the Zealand homeworld?
Yes, of course we do.
I thought as much. And leaving the volume on, I turn to Shiana and say, Commander Darrow, how long will it take our probes to reach the Zealand worlds?
A matter of moments, Captain.
Varric just smiles. Fire.
Shiana fires the cloaked and warp-capable weapons of mass destruction.
Yes.
Yes.
It takes a moment, but after a while, you see Satorish's paw go up to his ear, and he goes, really? And he just kind of like, there's this look of awe mixed with fear.
Yeah,
Like visceral fear.
shitting terror. Yeah.
Like, as he looks at Captain Santiago and he goes, my God.
It's going to be a lot of dead bugs to clean up.
Right?
And that sounds like a really good place to leave it.
Yes. And that's where we will leave it.